You want to show off your hardwood floors. More wood, more money. When you're listing your home for sale, let in that light. Open up those windows. More light, more money. This is deep cleaning that I'm referring to. Don't let the buyers have any negative association with the home. This is the one where I believe the sellers leave the most money on the table. They want to imagine their stuff in the space. They don't want to see your college degrees or your family pictures. While they're fascinated and could be distracted by it, we want them focused on, the square footage, the floor plan, the hardwood floors, and the light that's coming in from the windows. This homeowner in Downingtown left $30,000 on the table. No, it wasn't about what's going on in the market. It wasn't about pricing strategy. There are 5 simple mistakes that sellers in Chester County make. As I'm touring these homes with my buyers, I notice them over and over again. It's a post-COVID shifting market. Staging is very important. The National Association of Realtors say that staged homes sell for about 10% more than the unstaged ones. So what went wrong? Let's examine, and review these 5 mistakes. The mistake number 4 is the one that loses the most equity. I'm Bella Vora. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty, and I talk about all things real estate. I give my clients the information they need to make informed decisions and confident decisions. So let's get into mistake number 1. Your personal possessions sort of get in the way. So the idea is to donate, pack them away, just basically downsize, leave only the things that are going to the next house with you. You can start even selling some of those expensive pieces, but definitely declutter and downsize so that the buyers, as they walk through the house, are not distracted. You want to show off your hardwood floors. I had a stager who used to say, more wood, more money. So in some cases, you need carpets to bring, seating areas together. In some cases, remove the carpet because you want to show off that lovely flooring. Definitely downsizing all the, non-essential pieces of furniture. That helps because the place looks really cluttered if you have too many, pieces. Sometimes you've inherited these things from, other members of the family. Well, it's time to give them another home. Just downsize to the things that the buyers are looking for. They want to imagine their stuff in the space. They don't want to see your college degrees or your family pictures. While they're fascinated and could be distracted by it, we want them focused on, the square footage, the floor plan, the hardwood floors, and the light that's coming in from the windows. Mistake number 2 is about lighting. The more light, the better. You want your house to look fresh and airy and, really bright inside. There are many sellers who prefer to live that, with closed windows and closed shutters and drawn curtains all drawn up. But when you're listing your home for sale, let in that light. Open up those windows and freshen the space a little bit. If the blinds are drawn, you want to pull them up. If there are shutters, you leave them at an angle where you get in maximum light in. Just open up all the curtains. If you have those valances that seem to be blocking that light also, and valances date the house as well, you can get rid of them. But the idea is more light, more money. If there's not enough light, the rooms feel darker, they feel smaller. Smaller rooms means less money. So let in that light and, if you can, some good fragrances, nothing artificial, but some good fresh air itself and light would really, make the pictures look better also, and just, makes the mood better. And so when the buyers are walking through, they're enjoying that space. Mistake number 3 is deep cleaning. This seems to be a very obvious one, but a lot of people, they feel like, okay, they clean their house like they would have cleaned it normally every weekend or every other weekend. But this is deep cleaning that I'm referring to when you're listing your home for sale. Cleaning the blinds, cleaning the light fixtures, cleaning the fans in the home, the curb appeal, cleaning the front, power washing the front patio or the deck or the back patio or the house itself. The north side of the home is typically moldy because it doesn't get enough sun. So definitely check on the north side of your home before listing and see if it needs a good power wash. So cleaning is something really basic. And when I refer to cleaning, I'm also referring to, things inside the home. So if you have a closet that is overly cluttered, organize it. The kitchen cabinets, yes, the buyers are going to open everything, okay? Even a refrigerator maybe. So, and keep the sink clean, of course, when you have showings. So these little touches lets the buyers feel that there's a sense of pride of ownership. So if the things that they can see are clean, they assume or imagine that the things that can't be seen are also clean and well maintained. So if you have clutter and if you have, a bathroom that hasn't been cleaned, watermarks and stains on the shower door, it leaves an impression, every little thing. So your house is on display. The point is, don't let the buyers have any negative association with the home. So deep cleaning is the easiest one to do, but absolutely essential. And in my opinion, it's a no-brainer. Just absolutely do it. Mistake number 4 is the one I had alluded to earlier. This is the one where I believe the sellers leave the most money on the table. These are making the little updates that actually cost money, right? All this while we were talking about decluttering and downsizing and cleaning and all of that, where you didn't have to shell out too much money. But now we're talking spending some money before listing. So if you have a lot of personalized paint colors, or you have those builder grade basic light fixtures, it really helps in this shifting market to replace those and to freshen up the paint to a neutral color. So I have been told by sellers, like, listen, I like, this shade, maybe the buyers like another shade. I just want them to be able to do it. Well, when the buyers imagine how much it's going to cost to fix that paint, it's going to be way higher than what it's actually going to cost you to fix it. And remember, all of this is perceived and seen online in the pictures and in the videos, and everything begins online these days. So you may not even attract some of those buyers if you have really personalized dark decor and colors, or if you have these light fixtures that are a total turn off. Little changes really have high ROI and impact. And your stager knows, your realtor should know what those changes are. We don't want you, updating your garage door before you sell, or, your front door, even though all the advertising says, yes, it'll, you'll fetch more money. No, we may not even talk about flooring, but if it is stained carpet, which is heavily stained and worn, yes, we do want to, because it is a relatively low ticket upgrade. Yes, these things cost money, but you know that the buyers are going to do them before they move in or right after they move in. And it is so important that in most of the cases, you do it, and you will definitely do it cheaper than that reduction in the price that you're going to have to get, because the buyers are not willing to pay the price that you want. The mistake number 5 is not paying attention to how homes are sold in this market. Right? It is all about online advertising. It's all about the portals that are online. Most people look at the pictures before they decide, and the video before they decide to come see the house itself. So if the pictures are not appealing, if the video is not appealing, they're not even coming to see the house, let alone make an offer on it, right? So you may have the best floor plan and the gorgeous backyard and a lot of square footage or a fabulous finished basement, but if the pictures of the rest of the house are not enticing enough, they're not even making an appointment with their realtor. Pay attention to those angles, right? So, the photographer takes a certain angles. Even the artwork at this stage, the size and the scale of the artwork on your walls. A professional stager can see if you're putting things a little too high or a little too low, or if you're, if it's the wrong colors for the house and it's attracting too much attention to the wrong area of the house. Is it drawing your eye where you want it to be drawn? So all those are little subtle things that stagers do so well that you may not be able to pinpoint, but the before and after shows magic. So pay attention to those details. Where is the photographer going to stand and shoot? As a realtor, I go for all my listings are staged before I put them on the market, and I am there with the photographer because he's just going to spend 40 minutes in the house, and I'm the one who knows all the features. So I'm the one who's talking about, hey, for this house, these are the advantages, and this is what we want to capture. So the right angles matter. If you have a high 2-floor ceiling, you want angles from above, or some from certain corners in the house. So all of that online mapping and angles and drawing the eye to the right things and avoiding some others is so important. And that is a whole part of the marketing piece, which is put together by professionals. Yes, you may live in a certain way. You want that chair in that corner because that's how you choose to live, and it's a comfortable chair, and you're watching your TV on it. But if it is in the passageway, it needs to get moved. If it's blocking the way, it needs to get moved. If it is too worn, maybe it needs to go. There are these little things where you have professionals who are not as emotional about your personal possessions as you are, and it helps to get that perspective, because ultimately it's the online pictures you want to attract. It's like a funnel. The more buyers that see your home, the more that come for the showing, and that's how many offers you're going to get. Like if you get a trickle of showings, now you're scrambling to get offers. So it's a funnel. So at the end of the day, this is what I believe. Real estate isn't about selling houses. It's about protecting your wealth. You have tremendous equity in the home. That may be, homes are sometimes the entire net worth for individuals. So you're protecting that wealth. It's not about decorating. It's about strategic positioning. You get one shot to make that first impression, and you don't want to waste it. If you're thinking of a staging consultation, or you want to talk about, if you're thinking of selling your home later and you want to start, 5 months in advance, 8 months in advance, a year in advance, that is the best thing to do. So you can plan it out a little better, start thinking early, engage your realtor, engage your stager. If you're looking for a personal consultant, some advice, I have a link in the description. Schedule some time with me. I'm happy to help. As usual, thanks for watching. See you next time.